Because I don't think that Arsenal play for a striker.
I just think that refs need to be held accountable as well.
The best thing about Ligue 1 is its Instagram page. We are discussing Ligue 1. Now, you've previously said that the best thing about Ligue 1 is its Instagram page.
No, that's not what I said.
That was clearly exactly
No, I said they
what you
have,
said.
out of all the all of the top leagues, they have the best Instagram page.
So, Colin said the best thing about Ligue 1 is its Instagram page.
Again, people, I didn't say that, okay? Because that's, you know what he's doing? He's insinuating that there's nothing good about League One. There's amazing things about League One. What I was saying is, though, League One is the only league's official Instagram page that I follow because its content is A1.
Well,
thank you.
What I was going to lead on to is that, personally speaking, one of the best things I think about Ligue 1 is their Joker rule. So the Joker rule allows any club in Ligue 1 to sign one player outside of the window from another French club. So,
yeah, I like that.
Having watched Arsenal this weekend and Gyokeres playing again, I thought that after 4 or 5 games, it was probably a little bit early for me to go into one of my rants about the player, even though we said before the season he's probably not the player that they should be signing. It should have been Alvarez. Now, what I want to ask you is, if you were a Premier League club, for example, Arsenal, and you'd realise that you're signing, for example, Gyokeres is not really the player, and you had an opportunity today to go and sign another UK-based player or English-based player, for argument's sake, who are you taking? Because I'm looking at Strand Larsen, and I'm thinking, yeah,
who?
You do a job. Strand Larsen from Wolves.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking...
You know who I'm taking?
Go on.
I just think he's like top. And I said it. João Pedro. That's who I'm taking.
He's been very, very impressive so far, hasn't he? He's been very, very impressive.
And do you know what I like about him? I tell you what I like about João is came here, went to Watford, learned his trade, went to Brighton. You saw him now jump up a level. He's just been getting better and better and better and better and better. And then now he's at Chelsea at the top, yeah? Top of the top in terms of...
And he looks like he looks like one of their best players like, as well, right?
This is what I'm saying.
Straight away.
And he just keeps getting better and better in every situation. And if I could do that, doesn't mean I want to swap Gyokeres, but what I'm saying is if I could add someone, that is someone who I would add to any team. If you ask me that for any team, if I am this one or that one, Man City, I'm taking him. Doesn't mean he starts, but to add and make my team better.
To make them better.
I'm taking João Pedro.
I'd love João Pedro, but I would never, Chelsea would not sell him to Arsenal until next season.
So all right. So do you want? I thought you were just asking, just in a.
No,
so
absolutely.
Someone who we think we can get now.
I think if let's try and be a little bit realistic about it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Because if we're mid-season, I think in England, if it was to be introduced, that's your difficulty, is actually trying to find that player. But
that's tough though.
It's a difficult one, right? It's a difficult one. But if we're thinking, can you improve that team and which player? So from an Arsenal fan perspective, I've been really disappointed with the team selections. I thought that we could have gone attacking against Man City, and I think that we paid the price as a result of not having done that. But I also think that Gyokeres was... unfortunately, looking quite laboured, and he looks a bit disparate from the rest of the team.
Why do you think that though?
Because I don't think that Arsenal play for a striker.
You think it's worse? Do you think he's playing like that because at the moment he's still adapting? Do you think it's what he's being asked to do, or do you think he's not good enough?
I think not good enough is a strong term. I don't think he's good enough. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm asking you, because I don't think it's that he's not good enough.
Listen, I think that he struggles for pace. one of my big issues is that he struggles for pace.
But is that okay? See, this
Okay,
is the
so
problem
my
I
number
have.
9, if I'm choosing a number
Yes,
9,
but,
one of
okay.
the things that I want my striker to do is to be able to get in behind. So if there
Okay,
is
okay.
a flick on
No, I'm not saying
or a
you're not
longer
wrong.
ball or something like that,
What I'm
I just
saying
need
is,
my
though-
9 to be able to...
So what I'm saying is, we're not scouting now. He's there. We know that. We know that. We've already known that. Everyone's known that he's not the fastest player in the world. Everybody's known that. Okay. So what now, though? What we doing now? What are we saying? I don't want to I want my 9 to. He's not going to do that in terms of he's not got blistering pace. So, do you think he's not doing as well as he could be right now because he's not good enough, because of what he's been asked to do, or is he still adapting?
I think there's an element of all three, but the one personally for me is that I'm not a big fan of his. On a personal level, I'm not a big fan of his stylistically. I don't think that physically, if I'm looking for a striker and he's got a special deal, okay, so I've pointed out I don't think he's very quick. I don't think he's got the pace to be able to get in behind and give people difficulty. So, okay, if you haven't got that, then your back to goal game is going to be outstanding, right?
Outstanding,
You're
yeah.
going to be holding up every single ball. It's going to be sticking like Giroud. Olivier Giroud was not my favourite striker.
He was so effective,
But
though.
Christ, was he effective? And you knew if the ball was going to go up there, he would give his dimension where the ball would be further up the pitch. So in Gyokeres, I'm not seeing either of those two things. So you think, okay, maybe he's just a box finisher then. Eek. Nope. So let me flip that on you then. What's his killer characteristic?
I'm going to ask you that.
What is
What
it?
do you like about him then? Because I
His
don't like
hair.
to sit.
You got a beautiful delineation on the quiff. He obviously uses an expensive product as well because there's a bit of give to it. It's not every type, but other than that, I don't see any defining factors. I wasn't enamoured with him when he was at Coventry.
No, he did well at Coventry,
He
though.
did well at Coventry in a championship team, but that doesn't make you Champions League. It's a big jump.
But he's not gone from Coventry to Arsenal. He's gone from Coventry to Sporting, and then he's come to
Okay,
Arsenal.
with all due respect, right? The Portuguese league.
But he can only do what he's supposed to do in that league, and now he's only had 5 games at the moment.
Let's get this straight. I'm not blaming him. I'm not blaming him, but I am blaming Arsenal's recruiters, because if we're looking at all of the signings that we've had over the course of the summer, and we're looking around about that 70, 80 million pound mark, if we're going 60 to 80, are you telling me that other teams haven't signed better strikers? João Pedro being one of them. Hugo Ekitike as well, wasn't number one choice, 80 million. Have you not been more impressed by what Ekitike's done in a short space of time than Gyokeres?
Of course, I think that's a. Come on, Seb, don't do that.
I'm just asking a question.
That. Yeah, do I think João Pedro is a better player? I do. Okay. But at the same time, form doesn't dictate to me who's better and who's not out of Ekitike or Gyokeres.
No, form
I'm not
doesn't,
saying
but
that-
ability does.
No, yeah, I'm not saying who's got more ability. Yeah, is Ekitike, of course. But I think he's playing in a team at the moment that are scoring more goals,
Well, they're certainly playing more
different type of football, different type of football. So, how I gauge it, if Gyokeres was in that Liverpool side, would he be scoring right now? Because remember, there's so long to go. Just right now, you don't think so?
I'm finding it difficult. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got absolutely no ill will. I want him to be successful. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I'd love him to be successful. And I've been crying out for us to sign a striker for a long time.
I generally believe that we have to give him more time. Yeah.
How long do you get? How long should you get? Okay,
not 5 games though. So, how many games has it been in the Premier League?
5, yeah. 5 games.
Yeah, 5 games. Come on. I know you want to see glimpses. I know what you're saying. You're not expecting him to score a hat-trick every game. I know exactly what you're saying. I totally agree with you in that aspect, yeah? Like, I want to see a little bit more as well. But what I'm not going to do is, like, have a crash out.
No, I can see it coming, though. I can see Kai Havertz coming back in.
And going back in.
And winning his place. And then I can see Jesus being second choice striker. Personally
But
speaking,
to be honest, that's what a coach wants, though, right?
yeah.
That's what a coach wants.
Listen,
Yeah,
I mean,
he wants
and given the
challenges
fact
for
at
it.
the moment is that Arteta doesn't have any other strikers to pick, but you would hope that your latest and most expensive.
What would you and you think the Arsenal fan base would like to see? Let's take goals out of it, right? That's the hardest thing to do. Okay, is to actually put the ball in the back of the net. It's tough in terms of it's not just on you. Okay, right? So let's take that. What would you like to see from Gyokeres? Would you like to see more? I don't know, more heart, more fight, more technique, more ability, more character?
I think that's part of the problem as well, is that what I want to see are things that he can't necessarily give me. It's not about his work ethic. He works his nuts off. It's not about his attitude, because clearly he wants to be successful and wants to be in there. But I am somebody who pays extra points towards style. Style points, a beautiful first touch, an elegant flick, and I would.
He's not going to do that,
and he's not going to give me that.
Okay, but he's not. He's never. But I think we all knew that, though. We all knew that he's not that type of striker.
But in the same way where Harry Kane is not the most elegant striker, okay? He's a little bit clumsy in some of his movements. But the one thing that cannot be denied is the fact the guy is an absolute goal machine. Hat tricks all over the place at the moment in the Bundesliga as well. I think he's got 8 goals so far this season already. He's the leading goal scorer in the top 5 leagues. I don't like Harry Kane. I'm not a big fan of the style of play. But
does context come into it with Harry Kane a little bit though?
No, because I think they're both strikers. They're both strikers.
Okay.
I think that they're similar sort of build, similar ability. Harry Kane is not going to necessarily have that pace to get in behind, but what he does have, he's got timing, aerial threat as well. The aerial
his
threat
timing is A1. His finishes.
The aerial threat that Kane will give you as well. I'm finding Gyokeres aerially quite disappointing.
Yeah. What I mean by context to it is that who he's playing in front of.
I don't think you've
Harry Kane. And how much attacking.
Well, listen, he's got Elise, and Elise is finding him every single game.
That's what I'm saying.
Easy,
do you think Gyokeres has made a connection with anyone yet?
I think it's more difficult.
You need little. It doesn't mean, I don't mean a relationship. I mean a connection with a player that, you know what, I know when he gets the ball in this certain area, when he gets it like this with his back here, I know that he's going to be there, or vice versa, wherever it is.
Let me put this to you. Let me put this to you. I've been in situations in clubs whereby a new player has come in, and that new player's technical ability is not of the level. Other players see it. What you must have been in a situation where a player has come in and he is not of a level according to the group.
Technically.
According to the group.
Yeah.
You tell me what the kind of feedback is those players will be giving that player. What will they be saying behind his back?
You want me to make a joke, but I'm going to tell you something serious.
No. It's not about a joke.
Listen,
it's situations
70%. That's a bit high. There we go. 60% of footballers playing in the top league technically is not great, but they're effective. It's very different. So there was a lot of guys that look amazing in training technically, and then come in a game they can't do it. And there's a lot of guys who training look terrible, but they're match day guys. Come game day, Steve is a 10-10. Oh my God. I'll tell you one right now. And I know it's different levels. Graham Shinney. I was telling you because he's banner.
Your favourite, yeah.
He's banner.
Okay, but
Right?
Shinney had that other element to him, right? He had that workhorse. He was an absolute beast, and he would drag you forward. So I know that Gyokeres hadn't had that opportunity to impose himself or do that, but at Sporting in world terms isn't the biggest club.
But was Sporting looking? Was he there? Everything. So we're looking for Gyokeres. It's everything's going to do a bit like
everything.
Do you not feel like it's a bit of a Jack Grealish?
The personality.
But do you not feel like it's a Jack Grealish kind of thing right now? So Jack Grealish was the man at Villa, the man. Everything. He'd picking up the ball in the 18-yard box. Every touch, his usage of the ball normally you say a player in a 90 minutes has got what? I think it's nearly close to 2 minutes on the ball, right? Actual touching the ball time. If you look at Grealish at Villa, I reckon it was double that.
Probably about 10 minutes on his own, wasn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
And then you go to Man City where now you're playing with top of the top in every position and everyone wants the ball. And the actual guy who is going to get going to everyone's looking for is actually De Bruyne. So now his usage comes down. So he needs to be better with less usage of the ball, with less touches now. Do you think Gyokeres is having that kind of thing? Because he knew at Sporting, they're looking for me on everything. And now at Arsenal, he's got other big players like...
At Arsenal, he's having to do his own work. He's having to find his own luck and find his own solutions. So...
But now also, he's going to have to fight for usage of the ball with Eze, with Odegaard, with Rice. Now you got big players. For example, with who else?
Madueke,
with Saka, Madueke. You understand? So it's very different. And I just want people... I'm not saying he doesn't need to be better. That's not what I'm saying. But there needs to be a little bit of context. We just go, and they're not saying you do it, but you hear it, you see it. People are like, oh my God, what's this? It's such a different system and different football that he's now come to. He's not that go-to guy on everything right now. You might have to wait, bro. It's going to Saka first. This is who we're trying to get on the ball in these areas.
It's an interesting point that you make as well, because as soon as Højlund went to Napoli.
This is what I'm saying.
The first time he made that run into space, they found him and he scored.
Right.
And it was beautifully simple. But Højlund, personally speaking, this is a controversial one. I might take Højlund over Gyokeres,
Maybe. And that's not what I'm saying.
I might take Højlund over Gyokeres.
Maybe. He's quicker.
Yep,
he
gets
runs
on that shoulder a little
and
bit
he's looking
more
to
as
get on.
well.
Yeah, maybe. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm not sitting there saying that he is the best striker in the world, but he's come from a total different system and a total different, how can I say,
style
here we go,
playing.
pecking order.
Yeah.
I say that, and whoever don't like it. Listen, if Saka's open and Gyokeres is open, right?
Bukayo gets the ball.
We're looking at Saka first. He's been our go-to guy, right? And then we're looking at you. But then, you know what? Second too late. It's finished now. Now we have to recycle the ball. We have to come back out. We're going to go weak side or whatever it might be. Do you understand? It's a bit different.
Am I looking at Gyokeres in the wrong way? Am I looking at this player as being, a solution or an answer or the key, when actually he's just a really good squad addition? Is that how I should be looking at it?
And that's what I think. He is a good squad addition that can turn into that. He's not that right now. He's not like the whole saviour. I don't think that's why Arteta bought him, to be the saviour. I think he's adding pieces to collectively become better, not just one man. And then if Gyokeres was the saviour and then something happens, he gets injured, what happens? So I think it's just very different in terms of how we're all looking at it. I don't think Arteta and Arsenal ever came out like he is the saviour. It was everybody else that was making it out because Arsenal was spending 85 million. But let's be honest, 80 million is like a normal price tag.
Yeah, for a striker these days, top end, it's
a normal price tag right now. Like, how much did Ekitike cost?
80 million, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's doing better right now, but Ekitike and Gyokeres, at that moment, you would have put them around about maybe Gyokeres in a category above a little bit.
Slightly, I would say, because
from last season.
Because he's had that Champions League exposure.
Right. This is what I'm saying,
Ekitike
right?
has been, a couple of missed moves as well. He's moved to PSG, for example, didn't go quite as planned.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying who's the better player. I'm saying where people would have put them, right? So I think a lot of it is done by price tags. It is done by the media. It is done by marketing and etc. And expecting him to come in and he should already have 10 goals. Okay, he hasn't now. And now let's put context into why. Not because he's bad or he's not. I just think he's not what everybody else was expecting. And that's what happens sometimes in life. Your expectation can kill you. It's like... It is though, isn't it, right? So it's like you might meet someone out at a nightclub at 3 o'clock in the morning and then you meet her or him 2 days later and it's like, nah, that's not what...
It's a different person.
It's a different person. I bet you've done that a few times. See me, I never really... that didn't happen to me because I didn't drink. But I'm just saying, for example, right? So I know it's a podcast. We want it to be, lighthearted, and I'm not here saying anything personally to him. But let's put context to it. Let's not just be like, he don't do this, he don't do that.
Okay, so what point in the season can we judge him?
No,
Where
you
can
can
we say,
judge.
Where can I say?
Listen, you
okay,
can
it's
have
not
an
worked.
opinion.
Is it game 10?
That's
20,
what I think you can't
game
say
19?
right now. He's not worked. It's been 5 games. You can't say that. I'm sorry, I'm not accepting it. And it's not a crash out. I'm just telling you, you can't say that right now. He has not worked. I don't think it's fair. It's not fair to football, and it's not fair to him and to the club that he has not worked.
Okay, but
he is not working, and we need to find something. It's very different.
Would you say he's not working?
At the moment, I think we are not seeing, the best parts of Gyokeres.
There's elements.
He needs to find, he needs to find himself how I can be effective in this team.
Okay, so as a striker, as a coach, what can you do?
So I'll give it to you like this. I don't know specifically what his coaching points are, what the outcomes they want for him. I know they want him to score, but there's always a how. How are we going to get there? Okay? I don't know that. For me, so take him out. I don't want to be like, if I'm Gyokeres. Me, my characteristics, how I play, I would have been, if I was in this Arsenal team now, I'd be trying to beat up both centre-backs. Okay? I'd be trying to leave space for Saka and Madueke and Eze.
Yeah.
And I know...
So essentially what you're doing is that, okay, if goals are not easiest for me at the moment, your mentality is, I'm going to ensure that my team benefits from my presence, and that every single ball, I'm occupying him, I'm bringing the space on my man over there. If it drops, he's got the best chance.
For example, I know in this Arsenal, if me, how I play, because me and him are totally different, right? So how I play, I know in this team, I don't need to drop as much. Because we got all that. We got Ethan, we got Odegaard, we got Eze, we got Rice.
I'm actually just slowing it down if I'm dropping,
And then there's nothing in behind. I'm actually bringing them to me, right?
It was a bit like Fernando Torres. When Torres went from Liverpool to Chelsea, one of the things he would drop, and they don't do that.
But again, I don't know what he's being told, and I don't know what they want from the striker. Okay, so I'm not here saying that this is what they want. I just mean if I'm having a tough 5-6 games, because that happens to everybody, right? I need to really affect this game today. You know what? I'm going to beat up this defender. I'm going to do all this work now in the 18-yard box, and I'm going to score some scraps. I'm going to get a nasty little toe poke goal.
I'm going to follow
face.
everything.
Everything I'm going to do and try. And still sometimes that doesn't work, you know? It still doesn't work. And he's just got to keep trying it and try be effective. Because it's not when you're scoring, it's when you're not scoring. How effective are you?
And the pressure, all right. And
there's a lot of pressure on him, and I think it's different.
That's one of the things as well is that
maybe
he will never have faced more scrutiny than he is currently right now.
He could have at Lisbon, but because when he was there, they did really well. There would have been loads of pats on the back, right? So now it's a different type of scrutiny. Like the expectation, you're expected now, no matter what, you know. So that's all, and I just want people to be like, he ain't worked. No, man. We can't say that yet. Can't say that yet. It's 5 games.
Next week, the Gyokeres Didn't Work episode coming, the Football Park podcast.
Which I won't be
on. One player who I personally think has gone up another level, which is impressive in itself because he was already doing bloody well. Erling Haaland.
Yeah, he's come back with a vengeance.
He... always look for players who improve, season upon season. I think there's a lot to be said for out of season work. I don't know what he's been doing, but he's come back and his decision making
has been better.
In every single game. He seems to be making the right decision. The other thing that I've noticed about him as well, which he never had in the first place, was he's demonstrating a little bit more frustration with his teammates.
When they're not getting the balls.
When it's not coming.
So that comes with maturity though, right?
I think that he now senses as well that he's getting to be the main man now. getting to be the main man, which at City, when you've had De Bruyne...
I tell you something, listen, with all his goals, yeah, Seb, that he gives you, he's just a nuisance, bro.
I know, but the elements defensively
in
as
a
well
good way.
Oh, but...
No, did you think I was meaning in a bad way?
No,
Nah, in a good way.
But it's not just that goal threat. It's the work that he's doing the rest of the pitch.
That's what I'm saying to you. He's just an absolute nuisance right now. That's what he's brought into his game. He's just an absolute nuisance. He's going to beat you up now. He's going to run in behind 100 times.
But the physicality of the guy, the physicality and the pace and the finishing. Because, you know, if we're looking back to Dortmund, initially, at the very start, it's almost uniquely off his left foot, the finishes. He's taking him on his right now. And the right foot element, and like I said, just that decision-making. The decision-making that he's having and that growth within the team. I think that when he first came in, he was a youngster, right?
I keep telling me, you know, when you go from like so what I would say is like Dortmund, massive club, not necessarily massive team. So what I mean by that is absolute massive club. Fans, club, structure, everything. A lot of young players, okay? When you come to Man City now, in terms of club, I'd say, it's no disrespect, historically and the size of Dortmund is probably a bigger club, like 3-4 years ago.
When he joined them, they had more European history, that's
right,
for sure.
Yeah. But Man City is a bigger team. So now when you look around, you got some of the world's best personalities now. So now, even though you've been that guy at Dortmund, you have to earn it now from these guys. Not out. This is what everybody don't understand. Everybody might think he would have come in it with his team. It wasn't his team.
You had to work.
You had to work to get that team. It was De Bruyne's team. It was Bernardo Silva's team. It was what's his name? He doesn't play no more. Spanish left foot. David
Silva.
David Silva's team. You understand? Raheem Sterling's team. Touré's team, for example. Was he? No, he weren't there with Touré though, but was he?
But it was.
I don't think he was.
But the point we're making there is the personalities and the characters within those.
So now,
and league winners, right? Proven winners within England. And you know, Dortmund are second fiddle to Bayern.
Yeah. But what I'm more getting on, like when I went to Fenerbahce, I thought I was the guy.
Yeah.
Got there and I have to earn. I couldn't care less, bro, what you've done anywhere else, bro. Like you have to earn it here, and the only way you can earn it here is on the grass. That's where you're earning it. Let me see what you're about. And I promise you, like, we're really good friends now. It took about 4 or 5 months for Alex to talk to me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of course, he was talking.
Did you just get you got the day one patter wrong? Was that it?
Yeah, like, hey, Colin, nice to meet you. So you had to earn it. So he's had to earn it, right? And he's earned it. And now it's like, it is formulating into his team.
Yeah,
he's like, in terms of he's the guy. In terms of like, you know, like in basketball, like it's LeBron's team. Is it LeBron's or is it Dokic's team?
Yeah.
Right now, I'll probably say it's probably Dokic's team. Like, yeah, like Doncic. Is it Doncic? Luka Doncic, yeah, it's his team. What a player, by the way. I know we're talking about football, but yeah.
But I mean, listen, when the other aspect of that as well is that if Man City is becoming more and more a Haaland team as well, I think it's dangerous because how long does he stay? If you're Real Madrid and you're...
But where, yeah, I was going to say that. Where does he go, though? Real Madrid, you think?
Where else? There's nowhere in England.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
There's nowhere in England he can go to, right? There's nowhere in England he can go to.
How long does he stay?
How long does he stay? Because Barcelona simply don't have the finances still to be able to do it. Barcelona, by the way, they did the fire safety certificate so that they could go and play in there. at the renovated Camp Nou as well. And basically, it failed on everything. There was no fire escapes, just like horrific. It would have been a terrible, terrible disaster had it gone ahead. And the guy from Barcelona security basically just there saying, yeah, it's fine, you know, it was safe. There's no problem whatsoever as well, which just amused the hell out of me. But Barcelona wouldn't be the destination for him. I think that if we're looking at Real Madrid's recruitment, they'll take a player on a freebie. Free transfer. Real Madrid for the past 5 seasons now.
How long has Haaland got left?
I don't know. I think he's got 3 years left. So, you know, plenty of time for that to happen. Plenty of time for that to be programmed in as well. But, you know, he's definitely a player who I don't think has got too many avenues outside of City. He could choose to go anywhere, but I think where do you go for a career rise? Where do you go from Man City?
If you're Haaland.
If you're Haaland, because it's not like a De Bruyne move away and down. Essentially, you know, De Bruyne had basically reached that age in his career where it wasn't
Haaland's
working
still young.
for so much. So
I just think for the Premier League, I think Haaland's there for a while, to be honest with you. I think if he sets his sights on that Alan Shearer record,
and you think that's within his grasp?
that's within his grasp if he stays at City.
I mean, listen, I think as a goal scorer, there are so few.
Has he done the Andy Cole yet?
I don't think so. Not the Andy
yet.
Cole
So
one.
he's got to do that one first.
Yeah.
And then, but if you're talking, how old is he? 24? Haaland?
I mean, he's extremely young still.
He's got 10 years.
So he's got the very peak of his career afterwards as well. And I think the other thing with Haaland as well is just the sort of aura that he gives off. He's just a cool guy, right?
Yeah, he is.
Shouldn't be, with his ridiculous ponytail.
Why is his ponytail ridiculous, Seb?
Because of the way it looks, Colin.
No, it's all right. It's cool for Haaland.
It's cool for Haaland.
Yeah, and that's all it matters. That's all that matters. And I can't lie. If I saw Haaland with your haircut, I'd be scared.
Actually, I think Haaland with some nice metal rimmed glasses as well. People would mistake him for a German, though. That's the only problem. He's not Norwegian, he's German. That's what I always get when I put my glasses on.
But you know what? Still staying on the Haaland subject, though. Norway are coming up with some ballers, by the way.
The Norwegian national team?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Scandinavia was, for a while, certainly within England, one of the favourite places to recruit. But over the last 10 years or so, there was a massive, massive drop in quality. The quality of the leagues, the quality of the clubs. You know, a lot of them suffered massively in COVID and had real financial difficulty. And I think that a lot of these leagues are just coming back with these sort of emerging players again, you know, and they're just about breaking through. But one of the things that I wanted to speak to you about as well, or ask you about, was FIFA have got a new VAR system that's being trialled at the moment. I think it's at the Under-20 World Cup. And basically, it's not a full-on VAR where you've got a bunch of anoraks in some sort of office hundreds of miles away with a load of set squares basically going over different lines saying, his foot's here, his foot's there. This one is basically, you've got, I think it's 2 or 3 cameras, and these 2 or 3 cameras focused on the pitch as normal. But it's actually the coaches who have the opportunity to challenge. So there's no immediate intervention, there's no automatic check. It's the coaches themselves who have 2 challenges per game to be able to actually say, oh, that's a handball, we want a penalty for it as well. What do you make of that?
Are they going to have the challenges, when they incorporate that fully, are they going to have the challenges as well as the VAR referee upstairs?
No, so
really you just
this
get
is
2.
really designed for, it's not Premier League level, but let's say League 2, League 1, where there isn't VAR in place. A lot of it is to do with the costs. You know, a Premier League ground can have up to 20 cameras at it as well, which means that every single angle is covered and everything is filmed in, you know, certain frames per second to make sure that you've got that replay here. So this is more focused on worldwide football, whereby the funds available in the cameras are not as demanding, but you'll have 2 or 3 cameras there. And what will happen is that the referee will have a monitor, and he will replay via those 3 cameras, basically the ones that are present there. He'll have a replay of what's happened and be able to make his decision accordingly. So the referee on the pitch still makes the decision about what's happened, but the coaches this time basically get a couple of opportunities per game to make a challenge. What do you make of it?
I like it.
It's all right, yeah?
I like it. You know, because we always talk about the top levels, okay? Like how much money is on the line and how much, how high stakes it is, right? But you know what? If you're in League One and you're in the playoff final, or you're chasing promotion to get to Championship, or you're in Championship chasing promotion to get to Premiership, it's important moments. So if you're only talking about two and two, you're not talking about every single time.
And I think one
that's all right.
thing that doesn't really get talked about is the amount of incorrect decisions outside of the Premier League.
Ah, man, you don't want to talk about that to me. You don't. You don't want to talk about that to me. But, you know, it all comes at a cost.
I absolutely want to talk to you about that.
No, you don't.
Is it quality of referees? Let's face it. Let's be honest with it. Okay, the highest paid, the best paid referees are all in the Premier League. They're all very, very well looked after. They all do warm-ups before the game as well. Completely pointless.
Are they not mandated to do a couple, like, certain amount of games down in the leagues outside of the Prem? Are they not?
I'm not sure. I've never really taken enough interest in referees to find that kind of stuff out. But what I do know is that I don't trust them.
I do think, and I've said it before, I do think Championship should have VAR.
Yeah.
I defo do feel like Championship, you're talking about the most expensive game in football. But you're
saying that they should have VAR because the referees are rubbish in the Championship.
Not because the referees are rubbish, but they've got a lot of decisions wrong because
Terrible?
they don't have the help that they need. You know, humans make mistakes.
How much help do they need, though?
They need help, bro. Even VAR's been getting stuff
I
wrong.
know, but listen, all right, I've been in Championship games, had a look at Championship games, seen the Championship referee and thought, you've got an agenda. Tell me that hasn't happened to you.
That's your opinion.
Tell me it hasn't happened to you.
No, maybe it's happened. And you feel like that when you're competing. You feel like oh, is my guy all right?
Yeah.
What's wrong? What's up?
Never happened with Uriah Rennie, okay? You never felt that with Uriah Rennie.
No, it happened to me with me and Uriah. I can't lie. Me and Uriah, I can't lie. It happened to me.
Was he the worst?
No, not in terms of worse. What I told you, listen. First of all, rest in peace. Mm-hmm. You understand?
He was a badass referee as well.
Secondly, it's weird. I respected him so much for the
for the martial arts that he used to practice.
No, not for that. For the communication that he would have on the pitch.
Yeah,
I respect it. Now there's a lot of refs that just got their nose in the air. It's all about them. They want the media attention. They do. I'm sorry. Whether they're good or they're bad, it's about them. And the game's never been about the ref. Okay, you're a part of the game. It's not about you, right? Uriah,
referees love it.
They do love it. But Uriah, for example, you could approach him. He might give you a little bit of banter back. And he might...
No, but that approachability is there. It's when you have a guy who is like an android on the pitch and who doesn't listen to you.
So who do we talk to then? You're the arbitration. You're the ref. You're in charge of
almost orchestrating the tempo of the game,
the laws or whatever it is of whatever it might be, the rules and the regulations. So who do we talk to? No, go away, shut up. Hold on, now, bro, we're both men now. Like, what's going on? Like, slow down. I've said to ref, slow down, because in a minute that red card's not gonna be able to save anyone. Like, just come on, let's have a communication or conversation. Like, we need it. Like, what's going on?
I don't
it's our livelihoods, though.
I don't think that people understand as well quite how arrogant.
So
on
arrogant.
Pitch.
But Uriah.
And because it's never all right. The refs aren't mic'd up, right? At the moment, the refs aren't mic'd up. We've got ref cam, so the ones who know they're on camera as well are going to be behaved basically. So there's an accountability now for the referees too. But some of the behaviour that I've seen from referees in our national game is just
crazy,
astonishingly bad and personal. You know what I mean? You're just like, dude, you're a referee. You're meant to be totally impartial here. but I can tell you're not.
Yeah.
Like, what is
ref
that?
going down the tunnel, is going in his room, just like...
Oh, but having, Pally with the other manager as well. You just
it's
think,
crazy.
what are you doing?
But with Uriah,
Even
though,
if you're his best mate, don't show me that you're his best mate.
but Uriah was cool like that, like in terms of like, one time I thought a guy fouled me. As I've said this to you before, but I don't think it's ever come out. And I've gone like, yo, Uriah, it's a foul. He's gone, nah, man, you need to eat some more cow foot.
But that's...
And then I've gone,
It
all
took you a
right,
second. Did it take
okay,
you to
cool.
them?
No problem. That means like we can basically, you're allowing things to roll today. Okay, cool.
But you'll have a conversation with me. It makes the game more enjoyable, right?
Makes,
as well.
It makes you more. It makes it more enjoyable. You have now a communication point in terms of like you can have a little banner. Oh, that was SHIT. Yeah, not as bad as your SHIT. And then like you understand. Like now you have a level of engagement now. You understand, and he's earned the respect of you.
And does that help the flow of the game? It must.
Of course
right?
it does. Of course it does. And then I just think that refs need to be held accountable as well, for certain decisions. And that's why I think VAR, championship, there's so much money on the line as well. There needs to be VAR in the championship, man.
Just to improve the standards of things, just to ensure that things get properly done, right? Because there's so much riding on.
And there's so much at stake. So much at stake in terms of either going up or going down in the championship, and you need that.
Well, speaking of ups and downs, 5 games in, we have the Premier League table just down there as well, bottom half. And, Wolves bringing up the rear there. I don't think there's any particular surprise there. They sold a lot of quality players as well. And they had a decent result this week too as well that should hopefully give them a fillip. But the most pressure at the moment, I think, is going to be on Graham Potter.
Yeah,
West Ham United. Now, I believe that all of the problems at West Ham stem from the fact that the pitch is about 200 to 300 metres away from the supporters, from the stands there, basically. I think that the stadium itself, the London Stadium, whilst a beautiful venue, is a horrible football ground. I don't think it matters who the next manager is, whether it be...
It's going to be tough.
Listen, because if we're looking, David Moyes, he's done a superb job so far at Everton, right? They've had him at West Ham. Pellegrini has done extremely well as soon as he's left West Ham. Who's next? You look at Espirito Santo or Slaven Bilic.
Again.
They're not going to do anything else.
Is that what they're saying? Slaven Bilic?
Slaven Bilic, basically, yeah. The rumours are that Espirito Santo is after too much money, and that Slaven Bilic is basically a great low-cost option to come back in. The chairman have obviously got Slaven's number. Slaven's obviously on the phone, basically saying, hey, this Potter guy's terrible. I could do a job for you. And I've got no compensation. It's often how it happens. And we come in there. I just think the West Ham's recruitment has been underwhelming for the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, it has. The recruitment's been underwhelming.
If we're looking at... If you look at Sunderland, the sheer volume of players that they brought in, but they were all of a certain level. They brought in a load of players like Enzo Lefebvre, for example, who've been that loan signing as well. Decent quality. But they bought... all over, you know what I mean? They strengthened in every single position. I look at West Ham and I think you've got issues all over the pitch. I look at Jared Bowen as being their reliable player. Who else? Who else have you got in there? Because I don't know. I don't think
Paqueta?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Paqueta, when he is being consistent for them, but you can't lose Kudus as well, and having... not replaced as well.
No, I think it's tough. I think you're right that the recruitment has been underwhelming. I think that's a word. It has been underwhelming. West Ham's always going to be a tough place to be at and coach at. It's demanding. Fans are demanding.
They just lost. I mean, since the Berlin Ground used to be one of my favourite places to go to watch away football. Just because it was earthy, it was passionate, it was fun. was actually a hell of a good place to go and watch a game. And I think, a lot of that has been lost in that move to the Olympic Stadium.
It has. Me personally, I'm not just adding on to what you're saying. I used to hate playing at stadiums that got tracks around it as well, man.
Well, it's more prevalent in Europe as well, but
yeah, I
it
used
just
to hate
sucks.
it. I used to hate
All
it.
the
And I mean, as a
atmosphere
player
out, right?
perspective, it was just terrible. I couldn't stand it. But I'm not saying that that's the issue. I just think there needs to be some more accountability there from everyone. And again, what are they going for this year? What are they going to
Isn't
try
that
and
part
win
of the-
something? Like, what is it? Yeah, what is it? What is it that they want from this year? What is it that they're aiming for? What is their projection? What is their outcomes that they want? Like, if you look at I read somewhere, what's his name? He's at Marseille.
De Zerbi.
One of the reasons why he said, like, at Brighton at that time, I'm not talking about now, the reasons why he felt like he had to move on because they were happy just...
They had achieved their level and there was no ambition
There was
to
no
drive
more
to
ambition,
the next one.
yeah.
I think that's
to go
fair.
and either win the league or to win the cup or to win Europe. That's how he felt.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was, but that's why he said he loved it there, but that's why he had to
go,
feel
yeah.
like he needed to move on from that. And I think like West Ham's in that kind of same... What's the ambition of West Ham? Not as fans, because I know if you speak to West Ham fans, they'll tell you.
I mean, West Ham fans are some of the most fervent, loyal.
And they'll tell you, listen, this is what we want, this is
Vocal,
what we feel our club should be going for, etc., etc. Just from internally, what is their ambition of the club? What is it? Because right now, it seems to me, so you take fans out of it, it just seems like it's just making up numbers right now.
I mean,
Do you know what I mean?
Their recruitment to me suggests, what do they want to do? They want to avoid relegation for the cheapest amount possible. Because their recruitment so far suggests a total lack of ambition. You know, West Ham United should really be pushing for European places.
They should, especially with the size, the history of the club,
and everything like that. With the, with their home.
Like, what's the league table? Let me see that, please. Because West Ham, in terms of club wise, but this is what I mean. You know what? I think the generation that we're in now, right? Yeah, West Ham second from bottom, but it's early. Look, Aston Villa, who were Champions League a couple seasons ago, last year as well.
But that's
Third from bottom.
it's another
It
one
is
as well.
only
is
5 games.
Aston Villa have had an absolutely horrible start as well. But with Villa, I don't think it's going to last that long. I think that Villa are slowly going to work their way out of it. You know what I mean? They've had a difficult start, as it was. But one of the teams as well, towards the other end of the table, if we're looking at it here too, that's a particular surprise to me, is Tottenham, who are in third place in the league, having amassed a huge 10 points. Now, considering it took them 38 games to reach 38 points last season, or was it 37, one of the two, Tottenham was starting on fire. Tottenham are on fire. What do you make?
Fire, but they've started off very well.
League position, that's league fire for me.
I know,
Third
but
place,
to me, it's like,
after 5 games.
we're talking after 5 games, and you have to do what you have to do, and you have to do it against the opposition that you do, like you're up against, but it's 5 games.
Well, hang on. I did a statistic earlier on as well. Those 5 games, I think, represents 13% of the season is already gone. The big 1-3. It's where people make a lot of judgment calls when 13% is out the way.
It's coming up, judgment calls in what, 2 weeks?
Well, no. 13% is done now. So we've already had 13% of the Premier League season already underway. And I think that, given the position of Spurs in the table, given the fact that they got a new manager, given the fact they were bedding in, and given the fact they were so horrible last season, they've got a beautiful stadium, they've got Champions League. Thomas Frank has just got charisma. He has a bit of style. And I don't know. I just get a sneaky feeling that Spurs are going to do something unspursy this season and finish in the top 4.
Why even put the unspursy part to it?
Because they finished so poorly last season.
I know they finished so poorly. Again, European champions. Again, European champions. So they are on their way. They've been on their way for the last 4 or 5 years.
Colin Kazim Richards there of the Postecoglou fan club.
Man, I'm not. I just, listen, all the banter aside, they're European champions. European champions.
Yeah, so just because...
European champions.
So I'm saying that they're
What are
going
we
to have a
talking
good
about?
season.
No, you're
which is
you're
unlike
negating,
them.
You're negating the season that they had. You're just going off. You see what you're trying to do?
When I talk
Now,
about
hold on.
Sorry, but if
You
I'm
want
talking about the
sound bites.
league,
Yeah,
if I'm
but you
talking
just
about
want
the
the
league,
league.
why can't I use the league as a reference?
No, because you've been talking about Champions League before. Now, because it's Tottenham, you want to talk about the league.
No.
Hear what I'm saying to you guys. I'm not having it. And I ain't even a Tottenham fan. I'm just not having it. I'm a football fan. They're European champions. Yeah. And you know what? Guess what? They started the season off like they're European champions.
They've started well.
You just said they're doing
They've started
amazing. Now when I say they've started it off like European champions, you don't like it. They have started the season off how they finished last season. European champions. They got 10 points. They're third. What?
Well, that's the way it's going to go today, evidently. And I think on that note, that's a perfect place for me to end when I'm challenged and I don't have a smart answer. Run away. It's been a blast. Catch you guys next time.